All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We are now at the chicken portion, okay? So I've kind of gotten a few of my mise en place together. I've got my salt, I got my pepper, I pulled out my cheese, my ham, my chicken breast. I cleaned and did some of my dishes. Now I want to trim up the chicken breast a little bit, okay? You see they're still attached, and there's a white piece of tendon that runs down the middle. So we want to cut that in half, and then the other one as well there. Okay, just off camera I have a little plate. All right, and now I want to trim up all the fat. So right here there's a little bit of rib meat. I want to trim that away, and I want to trim that. So we have a no fat, or very little fat I should say, on the chicken. Okay, so there, and then here, just like that. Now I want to turn it over. I want to look. I can see that there's a little bit of fat there, so I'm going to just trim that away. This one, yeah, a little bit right here too. Okay, so I'm going to trim that off as well too. So there's two. Okay. Two others right here. So again, trimming it in half, looking for that tendon, and there it is right here. Okay, so I'm going to take that out and then trim away, especially if I see, you know, there's a little blood clot right there. Okay, want to definitely get rid of that. Okay. All right, that's good there. And I want to check this, a little bit here, and a little bit there. Okay, very good. All right, now remember, today we're, dealing with raw chicken, so, making sure that you sanitize and you clean up after yourself is going to be extremely important. There's a much greater risk, everybody, of cross-contamination. So, off camera here, I'm washing my hands with some hot soapy water, and I have a little thing of hand sanitizer. I think everybody nowadays has some form of hand sanitizer floating around their house, okay, as I do. So, just safe than sorry, okay? All right, so we got that. I'm going to discard any of my chicken trimmings. I'm going to grab a little plate here, and I'm going to just put my chicken breast on that plate for now. Okay. Oh, that's a little warm over there. All right, and now I want to wash my board and wash my knife, because now we are going to pound out the chicken breasts. So again, hot soapy water, and make sure that your board gets sanitized and clean. Okay. Hot soapy water. So that's clean. Now we are sanitized. Okay, good. All right. So now we have to pound out our chicken breast. And as I mentioned, there's a couple different ways you can do it in regards to covering it. I think my preferred method is the sandwich bag. Okay, or a freezer bag. I just like to put the chickens into a freezer bag, and then that way I can pound them out. I do have a meat mallet. Excuse me. But I also mentioned that, if you don't have a meat mallet, there are virtually, there are other things you can use, like a rolling pin, a meat mallet, I can even take a can, wrap it really well. You know, in plastic like this, and that's what I've done, you know, to wrap it in plastic to pound these out. So let me take a pair of tongs, and I'm going to transfer 2 chicken breasts into that plastic bag. Okay? And then I want to kind of squeeze the air out, seal it. Okay. Now I want to pound them out. So, should you have a meat mallet, that would be great. You can just take, and I want to focus on the thick end. The thin end, I don't really want to do much with. So I want to just lightly, and I know it doesn't sound lightly, but I'm just letting the weight of the mallet kind of fall down onto the breast. Okay, so that's one way. If you've got a rolling pin, you can do that too. See how the rolling pin works? We want to flatten these chicken breasts out to about 1/4 of an inch. See the splatter? So that's why I like to put it in a bag, so that splatter doesn't get, you know, all over the place. All right, so, you know, that's how to do a rolling pin. Showed you again how to use a meat mallet. If all you got is a can, I'll show you that too. Again, just place your chicken breast into your bag. Gonna check the potatoes. Oh, they're getting nice and brown on the top. Seal, okay? And then just use a can. Use the top, use the side. Like that. However, I will tell you, it's really, really important that they're in a Ziploc bag, so none of that chicken gets onto the can, and that the can itself is wrapped in plastic, so it can't get dirty either. Preferred, certainly a mallet is preferred, but as you can see, you know, even with the can, I was able to get that chicken down to, you know, 1/4 of an inch. Because remember, we're only focusing on the fatter of the two part, or, you know, the fatter part. This tail end, I don't need to worry about too much. Okay. And here's a good example. That's what happens if you hit it too hard. See how it rips? Okay. So be real careful. And I got a little ahead of myself, and I kind of ripped that. So just be careful. It's not going to hurt it, but there is a rip in it. Okay. So now we will remove these from their bag. Very good. Okay. And then just discard your Ziploc bag. Just throw it away. All right. Now, we are ready for, you know, kind of the next part. And the next part is going to be stuffing the chicken breasts. So we want to get them stuffed. All right. One thing I like to do, because I don't really like to clean, you know, my board over and over and over again. So I'm just going to take a little bit of aluminum, and I'm just going to lay it on top of my board. Okay, just like that. And so that I minimize, you know, touching the chicken too much. Just going to place those right there. Okay. for now. I'm going to hit the chicken with just a small amount of salt. And I say a small amount because the ham and the cheese also have salt. But I do want to make sure that we get some pepper on there. So a little pepper. Okay. Just like that. All right. Now, some ham. Probably should have thought about this earlier. 1 second. I'm going to cut this ham. No, actually I don't need to cut it. I'll just do this. Just going to fold it. Okay. There's one. There's two. And then my cheese as well too. One. Here, let's do this. Two. So 1 piece of cheese, 2 pieces of ham, and another piece of cheese. Okay. Same on this side. Okay. 1 piece of cheese, piece of ham. Oh. Piece of ham. And a piece of cheese. Okay. Now we're going to take and we're going to roll it up. Just kind of take the chicken. We're going to roll the chicken up. Okay. Just like that. All right. Make sure that the ham's kind of tucked in there. So just take, there's the little tail end right here. Okay. And I'm just going to roll it up. That's why you want to make sure that that chicken is pounded out nice and thin. And then just roll. Okay, just like that. There's another one. Since my hands are already kind of dirty. Okay. Again. Okay. Make sure that the points face towards you, ladies and gentlemen. The point of the chicken breast faces towards you. All right. Just like that. So again, piece of cheese, ham, 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 cheese and cheese. I'm just going to set my dishes off to the side. Okay. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? A little pepper. Well, I'll just do it now. There we go. I forgot to do that after I washed my hands. Let's move this out of the way for just a moment. Okay. So again, there's the pointed end. Just going to roll. Keep everything tucked in. Roll, roll, roll. And to the end. Okay? Keep everything tucked in. Okay? And if you have a little rip like I did, no biggie. No big deal at all, really. We'll get it to work. Okay? So just like that. You should have 4 little bundles that look very similar to that. All right. Okay. Just going to set that off to the side for now. I'm going to sanitize my work surface like that. All right. Now, let's do one thing. Let's check our potatoes. Oh, yeah. All right, so there are our potatoes. And I'm going to take and I'm going to insert a knife in the center. And it goes right down. So those are done. I'm just going to turn my oven off. Okay? And I'm just going to put them back in the oven. just to keep warm. And I'll even just place the little piece of aluminum back over the top just to prevent any unwanted browning. All right, now for our chicken. Being again very careful, I want you to pull out a little plastic. Very carefully transfer the chicken onto the plastic and roll. Roll, roll, roll. Just like that, okay? Then I want you to take the two ends and I want you to twist them together. Just like this, okay? There's one. Let's do another. So right there. Right there. And then tightly roll, tight. And then take your ends, try to squeeze out the air, and then twist and roll it on your board. Okay, and there's another one. Just like that. Now, if you don't have plastic, that's okay. Use a sheet of aluminum foil. That'll work as well. You just won't be able to see it. All right, but it certainly will work. So, you just put it in there. Roll nice and tight. And then crimp up your ends. Like that. Give it a little twist. Okay? So just like that. There's another. You can even put it diagonally like that. Place it right there. Roll. Again, tightly.